Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, I have to put a sad face on it just for a second, because we invited Erin Coe to come in this time, not to talk about all the great things that she's doing at the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls, but because she is moving on and moving to Pennsylvania. So we want to invite her on just so we could talk about the Hyde Collection, which I know is so near and dear to her. So welcome, Erin.
Thank you, Jesse.
Very
Appreciate
nice
being
to have
on.
you here.
I really do. Thank you.
You know, I'm thinking about all the interviews that we've done over the years, about all the exciting things that go on at the Hyde Collection. You know, if you don't know about the Hyde Collection, just in case a couple of you out there need to know, downtown Glens Falls, is it Warren Street? Is that the street?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
161 Warren Street.
161 Warren Street. It's the former, well, now it's been expanded upon, the property has, but it was a former home of the Hyde Collection was originally the home
Of Charlotte and Louis Hyde, yes.
That's right. And so at any rate, let's, we're going to take a little trip down memory lane
Oh, boy.
here, okay?
Oh, dear.
You
Get my seatbelt on, yeah.
Yeah, you put in quite a few years there.
Yes.
And over the years, you know, let's just say, can you name a couple of highlights?
Well, I just started 18 years. I'm still working at the Hyde until the end of the month. So I would say the highlights for me looking back over 18 years, 2004, I oversaw the interior restorations of Hyde House, the historic home of our founders, Charlotte and Louis Hyde. That was a big moment in my time at the Hyde.
Right.
Followed up in 2005 by the exhibition that I curated called Painting Lake George, which was a survey of Hudson River School paintings of beautiful Lake George, New York, which we all love so much.
Yeah, sure.
And then on the theme of Lake George, in 2013, I curated the Modern Nature exhibition, Georgia O'Keeffe and Lake George.
Right.
You may remember that.
I sure do.
And the exhibition traveled to the O'Keeffe Museum and then to the DeYoung Museum at the Fine Arts Museums of San Francisco. So
You
that
know
was
what?
big.
I'm going to cycle back on a couple
Sure.
of those. The Hyde home, the basis for the property, up until about 2004, had been sort of a mishmash of things, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm probably overstating the case. But what Erin did was that she went back and researched from an architect, from a design standpoint, what the home really was like, because the Hydes, which was the basis for the collection, was their collection of art.
Yes, and furnishings.
Yeah, no kidding. So when that took place, all of a sudden, the original nature and magnificence of this home came to life. Then I want to talk just a second about the Hudson River School. Anybody knows the Hudson River School of Painters? They do these remarkable paintings of landscape paintings, right? Many of which were on Lake George.
On Lake George, yeah. Lake George was sort of a hotbed of Hudson River School painting, especially in the Bolton Landing area.
That's right, sure.
So the exhibition, again, featured 100 years looking at this great tradition of paintings of Lake George. And it brought those and put to light and put them in front of the public for the first time.
I know, I remember, I went to that.
Yes.
And it was just, you almost couldn't speak when you were in the middle of the room, because every place you looked was just something more magnificent than the place that you had just
and
left.
And you were like, oh, Black Mountain, Buck Mountain,
exactly
Shelving
right.
Rock. I mean, it was all there.
And another thing, you know, if you look at any of the paintings by the Hudson River School, they're so realistic and they're so beautiful that you don't realize that those artists took quite a creative license.
Yes.
If they didn't like the certain balance in a painting, they'd add a mountain.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So when you know the spot, you're looking and saying, I don't think that belongs there.
Yeah,
But
there's a bit of fiction. Yeah,
but
a
don't you
little
love
bit of
that?
fiction. Yes, and I think that's one of the distinguishing characteristics of a great Hudson River School painting, in fact, is not necessarily its fidelity or truthfulness to nature, but how the artist inserted their own imagination onto the scene.
Imagination's a great word for something like that.
And how they reimagined it in their own terms.
Well, talking about imagining things, the opening of the gallery.
Yes, so.
The Fibus and Schmidt
Yes,
gallery.
so 2017, I think we could all agree my big accomplishment there was the opening of the new gallery at the Hyde devoted to modern and contemporary art. It's the first new gallery at the museum in 28 years, Jesse, if you can believe that.
And it was just this past month that it opened. You might remember we did a story on it because you did something very unusual that day, and it was you opened it up to the community.
Yes.
So people could come see the collection. I think you even had music out front
Yeah,
and all that other stuff.
right in front of
didn't
Hyde
you?
House. Yeah, we had live music.
Did you ever think you'd see that?
No, I never thought I'd see the day there'd be live music in front of Hyde House, and I had the perfect educator in place to make it happen, Jenny Hutchinson. So
Yeah, sure.
I always like to think that the other accomplishment as director of the Hyde is bringing in talented, committed, and hardworking staff like Jenny Hutchinson, our educator, and like Jonathan Canning, our curator, and so many
right.
others at the Hyde right now.
Yeah, you have a wonderful team, and that team is there because of Erin. You know, in this day and age, and we'll just talk about maybe what's in the future.
Yes.
But in this day and age, particularly, the arts are so important to just the nourishment of our culture.
Absolutely.
For kids to have them come in and take a look at paintings, to have them look at sculpture, to feel that the collection is part of them and they're part of the community.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
what could be more important than that?
Oh, absolutely. And the Hyde Collection plays a vital role in serving that community. We open up the doors to the public, to a collection of world-class art that you'd otherwise have to travel to New York or Montreal to find.
That's
But
right.
it's right here in our community and accessible to everyone.
Right in downtown Glens Falls. You're moving on to the Palmer.
The Palmer Museum of Art.
Museum
Yep.
of Art at Penn State,
Yep.
right? Yes. That is quite a museum.
Yes, it's about twice as large as the Hyde Collection. It has 11 galleries, and the collection is close to 9,000 objects, where the Hyde Collection, we have about 4,000 objects. So it's a bigger operation, larger collection, 3-story museum, right there in the heart of Penn State University, on the flagship university for Penn State, right in the center of Pennsylvania. So that's where I'm headed.
Well, you know what?
This fall.
Well, bigger and better, they say, but I'm not exactly sure. Except for one thing, having gotten to know you over the years, you're stimulated by being part of a university and education,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
I bet.
I see myself, first and foremost, as an art educator.
Yes, right.
And I feel that at Penn State, I'm going to have that opportunity to work with the great faculty there, and the students and the staff to develop innovative programs for the university and to help educate this next generation of museum goers and art lovers.
Which we need.
Which we need.
Exactly right.
Absolutely.
Well, the best of luck to you, Erin, and
Jesse,
thank you
thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
everything that you did at the Hyde Collection. And I'm sure Penn State doesn't even know what they've got coming up.
Well, and thank you for all you've
sure.
done for the arts community.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
And for shining the light, Jesse. I want to thank you.
Oh, great, Erin. Good luck.
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, luketvonline.com.